So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, "They are trying to kill me"? Yeah. What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person. Crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
Time of my retirement, I was the senior special agent in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Division. I have been qualified in the courts as an expert on cults and satanic ritual abuse. I have information from various sources that judges, law enforcement, prosecutors, attorneys, doctors, and many prominent individuals, including actors, actresses, professional football and baseball players, are involved in these type activities. If you go back 225 or 30 years ago, you have what we call the Illuminati that was established in 1776. And the goals of the Illuminati, this is all very well documented, are to take over the world. One of the best ways of taking over the world is to control people's minds and to take over a country through the control of the minds. So what's happening in America, and based on my research and my interviews with numerous individuals, is that the powers that be, the higher-ups, the people in the Illuminati, are using the satanic cults as a means and as a tool to condition individuals and to make them victims of the mind control, MK Ultra mind control program. There's probably close to 4 million practicing Satanists in the United States alone, based on my intelligence information.
We learned a lot about human nature in the bedroom. We started to pick up knowledge that could be used in operations.
There would be victims in all of this. As one agency memo says, we have no answer to the moral question.
That's one of the CIA's favorite tactic, are honeypots. And I work with CIA psychologists, and they're dirty.
I always felt that every house should have its own secret panel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. You lift this up.
Mm-hmm. This is a trap door. Opens up and looks into the cave, or what time is called the Wu Grotto.
Oh, boy.
They're running blackmail operations where they're getting very well-known government and private industry elite people in compromising positions at the Playboy Mansion, on Epstein's plane, on Orgy Island, and they're photographing them. And after that, it's like Congressman so-and-so or CEO so-and-so. I wouldn't bring that up if I was you, because we got photographs of you with a 14-year-old girl on Epstein's plane, for example. And you talk about shutting somebody up permanently, that's how they do it.
What happens in the grotto stays in the grotto.
Okay.
Look.
I couldn't shut my eyes. I have been electroshocked. I've been put into a narcoleptic sleep and had earphones placed over my ears and had messages repeated and repeated for days. I've had drugs injected into my body so that my nerves were just like on fire, and then they would just touch me. And they do use electrical stimulation to the genitals and also on the teeth. And they like to inject between the toes and under the fingernails and up in the gums. I've also had some kind of scarring done up through the roof of my mouth all the way up to the brain stem back here that gives me a photographic memory. And I was made to eat my own feces as a little child. I was made to drink my own urine. I was not allowed to go to the bathroom. I was placed in a sensory deprivation tank. I had my shoulders, my knees, my toes, and my fingers, my elbows dislocated and then put back into place when they wanted me to be traumatized.
Człowiek dotknięty amnezją.
Zabił ich Jason Bournie.
Chce wiedzieć, kim jest.
Nie pozwolę, żeby niszczył agencję.
I kto go ściga.
Czego chcesz? Chcę się ujawnić.
Im bliżej jest prawdy,
Załatw go.
tym więcej śmierci wokoło. Matt Damon. Krucjata Bournie.
Bourne nie byłby Bournem, gdyby mój ojciec nie przeprowadzał pewnego śledztwa. Istnieją dowody, że CIA prowadziła doświadczenia nad kontrolą umysłów, aby stworzyć takiego zabójcę jak Bourne. Wydarzenia z filmu Tożsamość Bourna rzeczywiście miały miejsce. Straciłam część swojego życia. Oto prawdziwa historia tożsamości Bourna. Bo po raz pierwszy ukazuje, jak działały tajne służby i co było ich słabością. Komisja senacka pod przewodnictwem Franka Churcha, senatora z Idaho, ujawniła nielegalne działania agencji w zakresie badań nad kontrolą umysłów. Opinia publiczna była w szoku. CIA przestała być postrzegana jako instytucja chroniąca obywateli. Agencja nie tylko chciała tworzyć zabójców, zatrudniała prawdziwych. To było porażające. Wiedzieli, że ryzykują zwiększenie liczby zabójstw. Nie zdawaliśmy sobie sprawy, jak daleko CIA może się posunąć. Komisja Churcha odkryła, że CIA planowała zabicie 5 szefów państw, które były wrogami Ameryki, w tym kubańskiego przywódcy Fidela Castro. Obmyślano setki sposobów. Jednym z nich było wybuchające cygaro. Ale największe rewelacje stały się fabułą filmów o Bournie. W pierwszej scenie Tożsamości Bourna poznajemy głównego bohatera chwilę potem, jak nie udało mu się zabić afrykańskiego przywódcy. Zaprogramowanie przez Treadstone zawiodło. Nie chciał zabić niewinnego człowieka. Fabuła inspirowana była prawdziwym zamachem na Patrice'a Lumumbę, pierwszego demokratycznie wybranego przywódcę afrykańskiego. Oto Patrice Lumumba w 1960 roku, premier Demokratycznej Republiki Konga. W roku 1960 Lumumba został wybrany przywódcą Konga, które przez 52 lata było kolonią belgijską. Ale nie tylko nacjonalistyczna polityka Lumumby zaniepokoiła CIA. Panowała zimna wojna, a premier Konga szukał wsparcia u Sowietów. Sowieci szukali sprzymierzeńców w Afryce. Interesowały ich też zasoby mineralne. Łatwo mogli zaskarbić sobie sympatię kraju, który właśnie odzyskał wolność. Lumumba stanowił zagrożenie. Był nacjonalistą. Chciał, żeby Kongo przejęło kontrolę nad wielkimi bogactwami naturalnymi, co bardzo niepokoiło kraje zachodnie, a zwłaszcza Stany Zjednoczone.
David Rockefeller had me trained as a spy. So I was a sex slave, of course, and I was an elite sex slave now, and I was trained as a spy through the mind control training. And so that week I was sleeping with men, and then I would go report on their weaknesses or their sexual preferences to David Rockefeller.
Why did he need that information? Is that how to blackmail and use it later on in negotiation?
For example. Or if he knows what they want, then he can give it to them sexually. So about Trudeau, I said,
with Trudeau?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
It means that he couldn't kill me because at that point I was not a throwaway child. And he scared me enough so that I then tell Rockefeller that that's what he wants, a child to kill. Then you understand that the next time he can, if he wants to use that, he can use it. He can use that information. I was taken to Germany, and I was there for another month in a facility in Heidelberg for what was my mind control training. And this is 1972, and I was 9 years old.
Mind control training at 9 years old?
Yeah.
Why did they take you there?
When I met this billionaire, so in 1972, you had the Bilderberg meeting that happened in Belgium. So for that event, Paul van den Boeynants made sure that he probably did many things around there, but basically to please this powerful American that was there for the Bilderberg meeting, he staged a ritual.
And so why would they need to train you, though?
The mind control training, he had plans for me. And, all right, I can say something. He had me in his homes and everything to get me used to the life of the elite so that I would know how to eat, so that I would recognize good clothes, so that I would be comfortable in these environments. And alongside that, we went to on one of the islands on the northeastern coast of the United States and saw there, and this was a Rothschild who was there.
Rothschild?
A Rothschild, yeah.
And is this who you're talking about?
Yeah, so I'm saying we were with Evelyn the Rothschild for 1 day only. And it was clear that this billionaire, who you would think is just as powerful as this Rothschild, was not as powerful in the network as he was. And he was asking for permission to make the star that he wanted to make of me. Well, he didn't want to make me into a star. He wanted to make me into an elite sex slave where I would become famous in France. And then with that role, I would attract the most powerful men in the world, and I would be able to spy on them for him and so forth.
Is that David Rockefeller?
I'm not saying. I can't say this. Who anybody was, but they turned out to be prominent politicians in Belgium, nobility, businessmen, and the elites of Belgium. And I was used in the first 3 years in that network. So immediately it became very extreme. And it seemed that the nobility offered their castles as places where to hold the orgies. And the then Minister of National Defense was in charge for, as far as I could tell. And he was mostly using me for blackmail purposes. So I was not raped, but also threatened very clearly to make sure I would not speak out. Threatened in graphic ways, just all to make sure that I would stay silent and that I would also then do what was expected of me. And in the first years, from 6 to 9, and we're talking, you know, and I'm from 63, so we're talking 69 to 1972. I was mostly used for blackmail purposes. That's to say, I had to. So there would be an orgy or it'd be a party, and often it was in a castle. And then I would be waiting in a separate room, and some handler would be there with me, waiting, or with maybe some other children as well. And then when the people had left who were not supposed to be aware of this or who were not ready, whatever they were considered, you know, that a certain later hour, then we were brought in. And I was often introduced to somebody who was supposedly new, and then I had to make them feel comfortable, and then take them to a room, and then they were secretly filmed. Appreciate it as a writer. I don't want to be talking about this stuff. I've accepted it because it feels that the divine has wanted me here and with this and talking about it, and I am. But it's not, I'm not here for my ego. It is, I get attacked a lot. I have to deal with a lot of stuff. I have to deal with a lot of miscomprehension, but also attacks. My book, supposed to come out in France more than a month ago, it's been blocked. This translation of my book, it's been blocked. The publisher has not been in contact with me at all. I know that he received at least one mail that was to discredit me, and I probably received a lot more by now. But anyway, things happen all the time to stop me from speaking out. I'm not just telling stories. I've been so careful to wait until I was ready to say anything at all.
Jak dotąd tylko przed nimi uciekamy. Są dozorcami. Strzegą wszystkich wrót i mają do nich klucze. A to znaczy, że prędzej czy później ktoś będzie musiał z nimi walczyć. Ktoś? Nie będę cię okłamywał. Wszyscy, którzy walczyli z agentami, zginęli. Ale choć inni przegrali, ty zwyciężysz.